especially with the momentum that ECSTATIC are carrying after that victory they just picked up for themselves on Vertigo. If they can get off to a good start here now on the CT side, one shot could have Vertigo right in the back of their mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. So a good start here is going to try and just shake off those sort of blues. Even if it's just like you're a player who didn't really do all too much on Vertigo, had a bad game. Even if it's just something as simple as your teammates find the few opening kills, you get a couple closing down kills, like just to close out the round. Just anything that sort of builds up your confidence early on, where you sort of just feel like, yeah, okay, I can hit the shots again. Just gets you in the sort of rhythm, and Fashion spotted there, but the nade comes out just to force those T's back. And off the back of that, ECSTATIC are just going to pull away. They don't want to stick around. Suspecting their position might be a little bit more vulnerable than they might hope.
You hear a few Glock shots popping off on the other side of the map, and it did allow for Cynics to get one. But we came back in time to find the trade being returned, and Dafu now in the back of the bomb site has been cut off from the help of his teammate. But as you can see, this actual push in towards B has been very well stalled, and they've already dealt with the lurker elsewhere, so this is not going to be an easy take, I was going to say, for one shot. But they do get the bomb site itself, and now it's going to come down to the retake. There's no kick currently in play, there's low health on board from Sky, and you've got these Glocks up close and personal, which is exactly where they want to be. It's Fada. He was the hero of map number 1 with 32 kills to his name, and with a bit of help here, he's ensuring that this pistol round is going to go their way. And again, it's such a necessity to try and recover some confidence from that previous map. Unless Wolfie has some sort of a miracle clutch right now. Fortunately not.
No. No miracles for Wolfie today. And I just want to point out something from that round. The timing from the apartments push over towards A, there was a bit of a diversion where Wolfie, I think it was, ended up in a little bit of a duel with a player coming out of the apartments. The timing was perfect because I think Dafu was going to be boosted up on towards the cross boost and look over that cross smoke. But they broke it up just as they broke it up off the back of the pressure over towards the A site and started rotating over slightly. Only for a second. That was just as the T's pushed across that smoke. So they lost the best chance there to grab a couple kills off that boost instead. They allowed one shot to eke in towards the site, and we've already a trade coming through in this round. Dafu finding one on the Deagle. He wants a little bit more towards top mid, and he'll find a little bit more. Cynics eats that 50 cal bullet, and Manx is finding shots as well. This is falling apart, Dean.
Alright, I mean, this is what happens when you start taking some individual peaks. Inferno is a map like this where not only is there loads of close range positions where 5-7s can be, but there's a lot of angles where a Deagle just has to post up and wait for your head to step into the crosshair, really. Not a lot of adjustments, not a lot of verticality to some of these angles. It's just straightforward, and, well, we've seen the shots ECSTATIC have been landing, so it is definitely a scary prospect. Manx looking for a bit more as they move around long, not going to land. But it is likely to confirm where the commitment is coming in. It should start those rotations off at the B bomb site. As long as the player on the bomb site can waste a few seconds, maybe even get one kill, then they should be okay. And there we go, one bullet landed through the corner of the box. That took the attention of Fada away as he had initially looked to clear out that corner, but in the end wasn't able to do so, and because of that it comes down to Greg on his own. A good job to Inferno's getting the bomb plant and getting 2 kills out of it, but winning this is going to be near impossible, especially with the molly forcing him out. But he even comes away with one more kill. It's a bit miraculous, to be honest, but in the end ECSTATIC steal the force buy. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty impressive that he was able to sort of get that extra kill, find 3 in total in the round. I mean, yeah, he doesn't win it, but he was not put in a good position.
I didn't notice the Danish flag for Fasher before.
Yeah, yeah, he's not Danish.
Has the Netherlands been annexed by Denmark?
Yeah, see, the Dutch, they've built so many. There's been so much of they've done so much land reclamation. They've built a bridge over to Denmark, and now they're just all one nation.
Ooh, I like the setup. Don't see it all the time. It's common enough, but not expected. Usually when the peak comes through, you'll normally be aiming at the half wall, and yeah, that was the case. It didn't really matter. Bortham's guy was a bit quicker on the trigger either way, and Dafu's gone ahead and taken himself an opening on mid as well. And really, they've just put themselves into the strongest positions possible everywhere on the map because they're aware of how important, of course, this round is. They needed to ensure that they didn't drop and give a chance for one shot to get back in. So they went for some gimmicky plays, and I admire it. Not necessarily gimmicky, maybe that's not the right word, but I think most people get what I mean. They went for plays that are maybe only a one-off per game, but now is a pretty good time to use them. They still have a molly as well, I believe, for that B bomb site, which is going to be a real issue for one shot if they wait more than maybe 20 seconds here.
No smoke, though. That would have been a real icing on the cake. But the time in, there you go, there goes the molly. Smoke's in from the T side, though, and they're just going to push in as soon as they can. Now, hit comes through. MP9 from Wolfie finds 2, and it's all on to... Well, I was going to say fade it, but he's dead before I can even finish the sentence. Wolfie, nice little bit of work there. Gets himself a few kills, just pushing on through that smoke. Gives his teammates a bit of a diversion. And ECSTATIC take the lead, and you should see one shot here just take the eco. I'd be surprised if he bought anything at all, really.
Yeah, sticking to the Glocks. As you said, not surprising considering they're all... Well, pretty much all of them are under 2,000 deals. Jekka has that little bit extra. Either way, they'll be scraping their bite together in this following round. A couple of kills, though, with these Glocks would be a nice result. They tried to get their numbers up second mid and maybe overwhelm around the apartments, but as we've seen, really, that hasn't worked out. A bit more aggressive from ECSTATIC, taking the initiative, knowing that they had that ranged advantage, so dealing with the players while they are at range before they can close in the distance. Should give us a 3-1 scoreline now. A kill would be nice. I was going to say maybe if they were to wait it out a while and just try and make the CTs become a bit impatient on the clock, but even then, ECSTATIC wouldn't really needed to have pushed. It only would have been a hope for some mistakes to be made. So they just get that one over with quickly. They let the Glocks fall. And now coming into this first gun round is where we really find out what one shot are going to give us, because while it is it's still a CT-sided mapper, but kind of now going back in that direction, of course, you still expect the T's to do a pretty damn good job as well.
You need to put it around. Yeah. Obviously, now is the time to start doing that before you let ECSTATIC get too deep in. 2 Galils, though. Well, actually, 3 Galils. Not the ideal weaponry in those. Oh my Greg! No escape. He just gets barraged by the triplet of the utility nades, and now you are left man down. Didn't even see anybody. Wolfie. Well, that is delightful work. Delightful stuff. Fader comes around looking the wrong way. And that leaves Jekka. His teammates all annihilated. He will not waste any time joining them.
Well, damn. That was incredibly fast. There was no damage until that final bullet hit Wolfie as the last man was stepping out of the apartments there. So that is just not how one shot would have expected that to have gone. And ECSTATIC took a little bit of a risk. They didn't have much utility at all, but they went heavy on those nades just to toss them down and try and get that opening kill. And obviously it did actually pay off for them in the end. 4-1, one shot are going to be calling in a pause. And honestly, we didn't see too many of these back on Vertigo. Oh, it's still playing Vertigo in the top right, actually. Just as a note to the producer.
Indeed. It was over so quickly. Didn't even realize.
I think HLTV had it backwards as well. They had Inferno as the second map and Vertigo as the cider until we finished the second map. So it's just one of those days, maybe.
Yeah, just cursed day. Cursed by the one shot, that's for sure. A few Deagles, Tech 9, Bird from Sky. Respect you at all. I mean, he does have to get punished for it, but Handing over the M4, probably not worth it. There's peek from the apartments, though. There you go. 6. Finding the kill. Could find a little bit more inside of the site. He's diverting the attention of Mangs. That's the kill as well.
Okay.
What just happened?
Just taking fights all across the map and managing to make them work. They all just decided to pounce at the same time, and I'm sure that no one was really going to be able to go support anyone else. It's a risk, but I mean, they didn't have a lot to lose, and they managed to make it work, giving themselves a really good lifeline now. Even just look at the economy they've built up off the back of it. Good few weapons recovered. I was going to say Jekka needs to buy up. He took his time. He will eventually do so, and if they win out this one, then while they won't fully break the CT economy, there will be some weaknesses to it and a chance for one shot to maybe even get a lead going on the T side. So you can see their road forward now. I was gonna say potentially banana control being found, but it looks like ECSTATIC do want to move back in after those mollies.
No triple nade this time. Molly though going down and fade it, now left with 20 HP. Oh, that final nade could have finished him off. It bounces though. This guy still finds the kill. A smoke. You'd think he does. He's just about okay. ECSTATIC do manage to take back banana control, and even with Wolfie finding a kill from top mid as well, that's going to extend things into that 2 more. But flashbang is good, and Sinks capitalizes.
Yeah, but a 3-on-4 here, honestly, with the health for ECSTATIC is not all that great. They're in a pretty precarious position where losing one player could very quickly spiral the whole thing, especially with the positions. Fasher's back in towards the spawn. They have that one player who's spotting towards Banana, at least to find early info so he can come back. But considering he's slightly damaged, if he goes down, then they're screwed. And, well, he took a bullet. Thankfully hangs on. He decides to stick around, though. Taking one up close to that smoke. Gets a second. And how the hell does he manage to stay alive so long? Sure, he eventually falls, rather. But he's delayed even for another couple of seconds before he went down, given a chance for Fasher to get into position and just allowing him to come in and stop that bomb plant from even going down. There it is, 5-2. Immediately you have ECSTATIC firing back and taking themselves around, and yeah, with that again, limiting the economy of one shot. They'll likely go for the buy anyway, since 3 of them can get a pretty strong one. They can even drop a rifle or 2 over. But it's going to be everything being invested, and if ECSTATIC can get this, if they can stabilize again here on the CT side, then they're going to have a chance to really run away with an amazing CT side.
Bird from Sky. Well, that's a big fall from grace. Tries to run it down Banana, gets punished almost immediately.
Yeah, it was like ski shooting. Taking that board down.
Yeah.
A bit wild, as you said. At least the weapon obviously hasn't been recovered. I think they actually naded it back into safety as well, so it's in a position where neither of those Deagle players are going to be able to get their hands on it anytime soon. But with a couple of rifles in play around those pistols, this man advantage really could lead to something. We'll have to see though. For now, banana control fully taken away with the deep smoke, kind of limiting the options at the very least. But it hasn't allowed them really to take a gamble with the stack. They've still just got the 2 players over towards A, so it's just going to have to be a strong hold here. And yeah, Wolfie kicks it off on a high note, takes the initial pick on mid, and that actually forces them now back. They don't want to stick around against that upper anymore. Fasher's position, though, hasn't given him the info he needed. There was a player up close the entire time. He will thankfully manage to get his rifle out, and, well, with that setup alongside that move on a very strong double angle here, elevated above and below each other, rather, and ensuring that there was just no hope at all as they came around. And even then, the flashes that were coming over seemed to be kind of affecting both sides, which in the case of ECSTATIC was slightly better because they're already posted on their angle. They just had to hit that mouse 1. Not sure who those flashes were from. Could have been from the rotations,
No,
but I think it was from one shot.
I'd assume so, yeah. I don't think anybody from ECSTATIC was close enough to lob a flash there. So 6-2, one shot not really getting out of the starting gates all too well so far in Inferno, and that's gonna suck a little bit, especially just considering they've come off the back of Vertigo, and obviously maybe if you maybe if you were playing this after Nuke, this would be too bad. You'd still be feeling okay. But coming off the back of a big loss on Vertigo and sort of going immediately into a strong start already by ECSTATIC once again, not going to be feeling too good, I assume.
Oh, definitely a bit of a confidence killer. Wonder if that chicken in the background is like a taunt. That's how I'd consider it. Because he's hiding in graveyard and there's a chicken behind them making clucking noises. Trying to taunt them into making a mistake. That's what it is. Kid, it's a bit of a slower round. I like the face here around top banana. Just one flash in, trying to keep them at bay even for a few seconds, and it actually forces them, or rather prompts one shot to try and take some control around mid, a peek in mid in the meantime, expecting that maybe a decent chunk of forces had been put around B, considering they were willing to re-peek, but no, it baited them instead into the op of Wolfie and is now flushing them again back towards B, where no utility really awaits. So it's going to be down to these shots landed. Oh, they didn't think to actually clear out the back box of Fasher. He's able to spray down 2. Greg had got a good entry initially, but they can't manage to take out that second player as Fasher does it all alone. He takes himself 4. His rotations weren't even nearby yet. Manages to hold off all alone. As I said, shots just needed to be landed, and that's exactly what he got done.
Yeah, I think after they took down Bird from Sky over at the pillar, I think they assumed it was probably just going to be the one. I guess, just because of the pressure they put on A. And the fact he wasn't really peaking, he was maybe trying to delay. It seemed like, at least he wasn't trying to go to that fight, but who knows? Who knows? There's now pistols, the SMG, over towards Banana. Well, that's not really too well at all. 3 very quick kills. First guy getting picked up by his teammates. Doesn't matter, though. Doesn't matter. They lock it down. 8 on the board for ECSTATIC. A very quick anti-eco coming through there. And now you're left with 1 shot. Going for that full buy again. FPS will bring out that AWP. We'll see if he can get something working on it. Hasn't really been able to so far, though. And he did have it the last gun round as well.
Yeah, I mean, I said we might have seen him even just go towards the AK, but with the current scoreline, I think desperation kind of does need you to hopefully find some early picks on this AWP. And in fairness, ECSTATIC are playing a pretty aggressive playstyle where they're willing to take those peaks, so you can understand how the op is definitely going to be still useful up against this. We'll have to see, though. For now, the default, they spread out rather, not moving immediately for banana control, not moving immediately to take Apsider. Instead, waiting out that smoke and only now moving forward as Manx actually perfectly falls back off. So the timing's a little bit awkward, but I don't think they'll be too worried. It gives one shot some decent control. They have the player out in brackets already as well. And if they can force these B players back, then their options are going to be wide open. Or we might even see that long player right now being punished for what looks to be some counter-aggression, but the same is to be said over towards Banana. I don't even think he had any vision right there. It was just a bit of a wild spray from Fada, hoping to get something done. But as I said, that long player was pushing as well. Cynics had been tucked in up close. He had support as well. And they've decided now it's time to bring it to A. The hope was there for Cynics to cut off the rotation, so I'm surprised he left himself so open and unfortunately kind of lost track of his surroundings and walked into the door behind him. Yeah, Manx.
That is great from Jekka. Huge kill comes through, removes any possibility of ECSTATIC wriggling that one away. Good round from Cynics, all things considered. When you get to get to this 3rd round, gets the kill towards long, cuts off rotations a little bit, finds the 2nd kill, slows down the 3rd, gives his teammates time to get in towards the site and clear out the sole defender over in that direction, and yeah, results in a 3rd round. Now FPS all up again. Spotted the first player cross into the right, so he knows there's one down there. He's though going to come barraging over, flashes 2, and he has to pull away from that. Can't stick around. He's going to take a hit behind the mollies again. He just can't have a fight. He's just constantly being barraged by utility. Now fade it.
Yeah. Needs a bit of support for this, and he does have the teammates behind them. The question is, did the nades work out in their favor? The molly just a little bit too late. They definitely will have heard the multiple footsteps, though, backing away from that position, so should confirm that they were at least being a bit more aggressive around this side of the map, and it remained so until they were flushed out of the way. So Banana Control opened up. Mid, at the very least, has some presence shown around it with those nades that were put down, but it's not the main goal, as you can see. The op, it was able to find the player rather being pulled out into the open on towards B once that noise was made around A. And this time you can see they're not making the same mistake. They know there's a high chance there's a second player on that bomb site itself, and it's read perfectly. Faded's able to get the open, and the bomb's going to be planted. And honestly, despite the money being relatively okay for ECSTATIC, I was going to say if they don't get a quick kill, they may consider the save. And it was a bit of a desperation play, hoping to get that kill rather. Dafu was seeing if he could maybe even stop the bomb plant. Obviously, didn't work out. If they can save these two weapons, then they'll be fine to ensure that their buy has everything they could ask for in this next round. But they do need to deal with the lurker here in Jekka rather. Wants to try and stop that from happening. And there you go, he's gotten Manx already.
One shot starting to find a little bit of form here. It's better than nothing, and well, convincing rounds as well coming through. Starting to build a bit of economy helps out massively. 8-4. ECSTATIC, they're going to purchase up again though. That saved AWP does massively help out. The extra M4 saved would have helped out with the economy, but they're all right. They get the full complement of rifles through. Lots of utility. And Wolfie wants the aggressive pick early. FPS is watching for it though, and Wolfie does use his best head not to go a little bit wider on that one. Instead, though, he gets caught by Cynics anyway, so who knows if it was the right call or not.
Yeah, this is a risky call. They're actually sending Manx back around. He's going to get the op for now, but obviously that leaves short completely open. They've still got that three-man stack around Banana, and well, while it's taking a bit of a peek and finding the info that there's no one on Banana right now, it's going to take them quite a while to get support in position. So if one shot move quickly, then this bomb site is basically open for the taking. Problem is, Manx is actually doing a good job in from long. They didn't have any sort of smoke down in position. Not even a flash, I don't believe, thrown out to try and take him off at that angle. A big surprise, and that's allowed for the numbers to be flipped now back in favor of the CTs for this retake.
I don't think they expected somebody to be working their way back around towards long after the initial AWP was taken down, but Greg in towards this pit could be a huge, in towards Graveyard could be a huge factor. Jekka is in towards the pit. That Molotov, though, will push him out. He's going to take a slightly different position. He's fully blinded. Now needs to Greg to step up, but no, nothing found. He's now left alone, and he can't do anything either. It's a clean retake for ECSTATIC. They should get the defuse through in time. A knife will be secured, making sure one shot don't get too much rolling for themselves here. They will be able to rebuy, though, the T side. A couple of clean rounds help them out with that, along with the bomb plants, but I mean, if ECSTATIC pick up 1-2 more rounds here, this is really difficult for the one-shot side. I think one-shot need to win out these last two, to be fair.
I mean, it's doable. They have the buy here now to back them up, but if they lose this, then I don't think the second is really going to come their way, so it's a bit of a package deal right now. It's all about what they can do here. Smoke out towards long. Maybe counter smoked immediately, but at the very least it is running down a bit of utility from these players, and the same to be said around Banana, where they again favor three players. That's got to be something that one shot may have a bit of a read on by this point, and as they quickly put all their players back towards A, that might indeed be the case.
Going to be in towards the pit with the AWP. This could either work really well or get really uncomfortable for him very quickly, and I think it might be the latter because they are already dropping down. Jekka is pushing forward. And is one. There you go. That's the Vader gets the kill and looking for more as well. Finally, Fasher subdues Jekka. Cynics to the trade, and Perfect Sky just has to save. And yeah, that's the problem with the up towards pit. You so very quickly get players up close, and just the up just isn't really good for those fights.
No, and it kind of led to the need of the desperation play through that long smoke as well, which didn't really work out for enough, unfortunately. They could have kept the numbers even for a retake. It probably would have been a bit more fruitful, but either way, I mean, 9 not bad here on the CT side already, you've got to say. It's a pretty good showing, and it's not like they don't have an opportunity to still fire back in this final round, especially with Bird from Sky saving. Manx has the money to even get the op out if they want to. Drop it over to Wolfie. If he wants to be one of those teammates, he'd probably be getting maybe a FAMAS in return if Wolfie was going glass cannon, so would be sacrificing. And nah, he's just gone for the... Oh, he did actually drop it. Sorry, I didn't see that. I think he got a rifle from Bird from Sky in the end. And Wolfie seems to be dropping the FAMAS to Manx. So they've worked it out pretty well. This actually isn't bad at all. Nades are even a little bit better than I expected also. So they do have a shot at this, but... Well, it's one shot who more so need this round. So I think they'll be definitely driven to do so. Ooh. Exchange of nade damage, rather.
Well, it's one thing I've seen so far, through this half of Inferno, has been ECSTATIC has been making one shot very uncomfortable towards Banana with the utility. They've been very good at doing that. Maybe not always finding kills, but always putting one shot in difficult positions, always flushing them out. And you've seen that again here in this final round. It has meant though that very late round as Greg finds himself 2. Dafu finally responds, but left on just 9 HP. Needs assistance and he needs it now, but I don't think it's going to be there in time as Fader is pushing. And he left in a 4-on-2. A real good chance now for one shot to pick up that 6th round and make this second half winnable.
Good shot by Wolfie. Nothing too complicated, but he gets the kill that's needed on long, and well, hopefully Manx can hold on long enough now for him to get in and assist on this hold. And well, the FAMAS is good for 1 at least. Not a ton of follow-up damage, but against the op, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Wolfie's going to have a tough time either way. He actually gets spammed down a small bit. Let off a shot, and while Fada may not be aware of the damage that he's done, they are aware of the fact that he's coming in with this op right now. So as long as they play this off of each other and ensure that he doesn't have a chance to get a second shot rattled off, there really shouldn't be too many ways of losing this. Smoke as well, even given some good cover. Both players around the pool. Oh, his head was spotted. Wolfie, though, as you can see, unaware of where that second player is at, and they were just doubled it up. 9-6 at the halftime. A good half for ECSTATIC, but a good recovery from one shot as well to keep themselves in play. And well, can they go ahead and do more than that? Can they get themselves back into the lead? Can they look to get the victory like they did in that previous best of 3, or is it time for revenge for ECSTATIC? We'll find out after the break.
A 9-6 half for ECSTATIC. Is it going to be enough to stem the tide of the one-shot side, who have made a little bit of a late resurgence in that first half? Wanting to double up against the ECSTATIC side in this group stage. And already Cynics finish up. Now he's going to get hounded down by a lot of players in support, but I don't think they're going to be able to save him. As, yeah, Bird from Sky finally will pick him off. A lot of Glock shots through that would do the job.
A lot of shots fired off, but only the 1-for-1 trade for now, and a very strong position for Fade Out, which is getting info. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to get everyone back in position in time to actually do anything about this. The smoke down on long has kept Jackie behind it in towards the cubby, unfortunately. And now it's going to have to be a very swift retake, as they don't have a kick currently in their possession. Moving forward and eating the USP of Fasher as he fires off 2 shots towards short, and well, he makes easy work indeed of those initial 2 players. Will eventually fall. Probably could have just delayed a bit more time at this stage, but it doesn't seem like it's going to affect them. The Glocks are winning out across the board, and it's only Fada who's left standing. Well, he's been an incredible player throughout this series so far, as you can see. That's too much to ask of him.
A little bit of a step too far. But for ECSTATIC, they will be very, very happy to get that one on the board and get up to a 10th early on, not allowing one shot that early sort of claw back into the half. Obviously, ECSTATIC have actually been really good at denying one-shot the conversion rounds after the pistol, so maybe it wouldn't have been all too bad to have lost the pistol. But, you know, 10 on the board. You'd always prefer that. And then PS, nice first shot. A little bit too zoomed in, though, for the shot onto Dafu and the follow-up. Mac 10 runs and guns him down, so the instant trade keeps ECSTATIC in the 4-on-4.
Oh, that nade could have been a lot worse, to be honest. Fada ends up taking most of it as he gets the second one as well, but fortunately, Cynics had just put himself out into the open, so he had crossed over and avoided the brunt of the damage. The smokes go down. This is going to be a dangerous push in for ECSTATIC. They're walking right into the belly of the beast. Stack, they jump around, though, and clear out the boost, rather. Fada doesn't manage to get anything done. Didn't even see his opponents before going down. And Grek, he can only get one as well. It's left all onto Cynics now, and while he has a kit, I don't think he's going to do anything in the 1-on-3. He gets caught there by Fasher charging out. I admire the try. I mean, he wasn't really going to have much of a chance, but even if he got the kill on the bomb planter right there, there wasn't too much hope. Very likely was just going to be taken down with players on both sides of him.
Yeah, it was a Hail Mary to maybe just pick up a kill, which I don't mind. I think it's probably better than just waiting out the smoke and then trying to play and to get more. I think that's very unlikely that you've ever find anything more than just a single kill. So, yeah, I don't hate it. 11-6. This is probably going to be 12-6 though. And again,
yeah, but you've said it now, so you might have jinxed it. We'll have to wait and see.
True.
Deagle,
well,
two Deagles in place.
It could also be 11-7.
Now we just have no idea.
I've just balanced out the jinx. So.
No, you're just going to break the scoreboard.
The round will never end.
The game will have to break or something now so that neither can come true. But, yeah, I mean, not bad. Already one of those Deagles do find a kill. It's going to be Cynics. Yeah, happy to back off then afterwards as the smoke goes down. And I think at this point it's really just a situation where I'd like to see them take a gamble with this advantage rather. They have the 5 players, they don't have a lot to back it up though, so the best way to do this would be to stick together. Unfortunately, it seems like they've made the incorrect decision, putting 3 over towards A. The B-bomb site gets picked apart, and even while they're going to take their time moving forward, there's still not going to be anyone here in time to stop that bomb plant, or at least in a position to stop it. They're really scared though. A bit too much maybe.
I think they're just expecting. I think they thought their second play was a rotate in, or that there was some sort of a stack. It's a kill. Also try and get the covered weapon. But Manx has no fear. He gets pinged up to 8 HP and still wide swings the angle on 2 players. Fair enough, Manx. Fair enough. You've got the cojones. I admire that.
Bit of recklessness every now and again.
Yeah, I mean he had the
does
skill to
cause
back it up
harm
as well,
but,
so
well.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, he made it work. It can be dangerous, but as we said, these are still a team. Both teams really are still relatively fresh. I know the ECSTATIC players, most of them have been around for a fairly long time, but they haven't hit that top level yet, so it's something they're still working towards. And one shot, as we said, they worked their way up through advanced and such. Fasher took a ton of damage around Banana. One thing that we're noting in the difference of playstyle here is, while one shot are dropping a few nades around Banana, they're not really being as aggressive behind this. So I wonder if ECSTATIC will realize that and promptly just take control of Banana a little bit later in every round, because they're not doing it now at least.
Did Greg spot the player apartments there? Looks like he might have done. I don't know if the X-ray was trade off, but it looks like maybe not, because FPS a little bit out in the open there. He's still alive. He's already found the opening kill. Greg providing great advantages for his team inside the site. Needs cover from his teammate, but maybe not, because he's just doing it all himself. Finally, Jekka will get one from the pit. As smokes and mollies at his feet, preventing him from really providing much assistance, but a nice hold there towards the A site, all things considered, from one shot. Not really. Did they lose anyone at all? I don't think we did.
I think they lost one, did they? Did FPS? Did someone... I thought they lost one before all of that went down, but maybe I'm wrong. FPS did spend 3,000 though, so at the very least, quite a bit of reinvestment has gone in on the nades. So the economy hasn't really built up too much. And this buy from the T side is not all that great. They've got a couple rifles around, some Tech 9s, and well, Tech 9s, they sure can be dangerous here on Inferno for sure. But it's just a buy that if it doesn't go their way, then they're on an eco and one shot start to close in that gap a little bit, and you can start to see their way back into this game after what had been just an absolutely one-sided dominant performance up to this point by ECSTATIC. This is interesting. Are they completely abandoning B just as the charge comes up? Oh, this is dangerous. Faded's still here, as is Sinks in the spawn, but I was gonna say they can't do a lot if the smoke is blocking them off. Never mind. Fade steps forward, spams down 2 of them through the smoke, and well, he did sure give away a lot of his health for it. Suddenly, Cynics goes down. Did he charge through the smoke as well? No, there was a gap apparently, according to the radar.
Yeah, it looks a little off. Will be a re-smoke. Or 3 on 4 rather. Fasher in behind the new box has Wolfie with a Tech 9 finding damage. That's a great kill to find. That's going to divert their attention. Now Fasher's able to peek over around and just nail them through the edge of the smoke. Take down the diffuser. And FPS can do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Apart from watch this bomb tick over.
At the very least, he has the op saved, but do they buy around it? I mean, they could. 3 players are in a decent position. FPS himself could drop a FAMAS over. Cynics rather just actually buys one for himself. I said Sinks. Apologies, I was just kind of looking at the trajectory of this game for one shot.
What, down the sink?
Yeah. And just sinking in general.
Maybe they just need a bit of rejuvenation. FPS in this off, perhaps it was Banana. Oh, could be the lifeline. Never mind.
He was dead no matter what. He was just at most getting one kill there. Once he committed in front of that molly, he was screwed.
It's a life he's chosen. I respect it. Yeah, for ECSTATIC, I half expected them to back away and sort of readjust towards the A site, maybe try and push a bit of presence there after that initial kill. But they've just stuck around in Banana, pretty much. Dafu had a little bit of looking towards mid there, but yeah, they've not applied any real pressure towards the A site. You've still got Fader and Cynics. I'm ready to defend Fader. Can he find anyone through the smoke? Cynics did find one. Losing his teammate and, well, losing his own life. That's going to pretty much guarantee ECSTATIC the 14th.
Yeah, one shot don't seem to be anywhere near as willing as ECSTATIC were to get aggressive on the CT side, which can be an issue, especially with the 2 players on A there. I know it's a risk, but you hadn't heard anything really around the A side of the map. I think at that point it was worth taking a bit of a push to try and find out what was going on. Even if it was just through the apartments, would have taken a bit longer. Maybe you could take the risk immediately then as he starts pushing Apps to send the 3rd player around towards B, so you have a bit of a stack even going. And then perhaps the Apps player hears them if they move towards A and you can just work on a retake together. It's just the 2-2 split right there, just sitting and waiting on the bomb site with no real nades to hold things off either, just wasn't the way to go. I'd like to see a bit more initiative maybe being taken. And again, as we said, this is a relatively inexperienced team, so they have a lot of time to figure out all of this stuff out, really, because they clearly have the individuals to get it done. We witnessed that back on Nuke, it was.
Yeah. It was a great match over on Nuke, in fact. Very, very close one.
That was the one we probably thought could be a bit more one-sided. We expected Inferno to be a close one, and we thought Vertigo maybe was going to be an improvement as well. But no, these two have been really one-sided, and well, a good opening kill from Bird from Sky, but look at this! Maybe they're listening. Obviously, they couldn't be quite because there's stream delay, but either way, they take the initiative down mid, and it worked out well to bat, but it's just fallen apart now. I jinxed it. I'm sorry. Oh.
That's...
Could have a gun out.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I don't hate to play.
Do you hate the game?
I just dislike, not having a gun out at all there. Walking through a smoke with a knife out is almost never going to work out your way. And now Greg wanted to chase, but Wolfie just has the sense.
Smell them
Reads
out.
it like a book.
$15-7. It's getting flipped on its head. If another round is added for one shot, we could have the 60-8, which is what one shot took victory. Took the scoreline rather at the previous time around that they played. Again, a reminder: this is just such a recovery from ECSTATIC. They came out swinging on Nuke as well, and just continued it on here. The nades though, and the molly going down. Fada doesn't really seem to care. He's actually just going to charge forward on Banana. Getting some pretty good control, but if he continues to work around the smoke, he will be spotted and somehow survives. Okay, never mind. I was a little bit scared for him, but he somehow gets away with it and even does some good damage on Fasher before going down. Still would have preferred he fell back, but I think the kind of worry there was that he just gets spammed anyway, so he wanted to try and take one more player with him. I can understand the risk. And they've still managed to get an advantage out of it with that kill being taken back down towards, I think that was second mid.
You need to be wary. This crossfire could be deadly. Greg over by the cubby, but Checker is immediately removed by Dabu. Greg's gonna step up, find himself two. Wolfie's all that remains. 15 kills to his name. Left in a 1v2. He's gonna get that bomb planted. Opportunities here. Just a second too late.
Second he entered towards Grave. I mean, it was kind of in the name. But we have a lifeline now in play.
Yeah.
It's going to give a chance back to the boys of one shot. Literally, they have one shot. A single mistake, a single round lost is going to be the end of this one for them. And fortunately, the end of their road here as well. Because, again, we haven't, I don't think, mentioned it really since map number 1. But this is the decider match for the group. Vizsla are the ones, I believe, that have moved forward already. We've got one more here from Group C to join them, and then we'll still have Group D to play out, which has begun, I believe. So make sure you're checking those games out as well while we're going on here, if you have more than one screen.
Yeah, this is... We've said it a few times, but ECSTATIC have been a lot more... sorry. Ooh, there,
Excuse me?
Cancel my point because it's just an absolute ruckus early on in the round. 2 early kills for ECSTATIC. And FPS could be able to level things up, but no. Potential for him to have maybe peeked down towards the player bottom mid, but thinks better of it. Now he's left up to Cynic. Can he do anything? Gets the first, but Dean, this could be it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand there's some plays needed to be made by Cynics, but the start of this round with the crazy peek through apps all the way into second mid and the swing on Banana alone through the smoke as well, they didn't really give themselves much of a chance, I've got to say. ECSTATIC just took the opportunity, snatched up the mistakes that were made, and, well, unless we have some miraculous plays now in the bag for FPS, then we're not going to be seeing much of a fight being given. And, well, he gets one and almost spun around to get the second shot fired off, but it's not to be. It's going to be Jekyll left alone. We've seen him in quite a few clutch positions, and unfortunately, he hasn't been all that successful so far. And with this being a 3-on-1, I'm not really loving his chances, if I'm being honest. To be fair, though, we might actually catch the cross here. That is the bomb. A big kill onto Fasher. Doesn't really sustain too much damage for his efforts either. The flank, he actually expected it and swung back to get the kill from Bird from Sky. It's unfortunate he wasn't able to move a little bit wider. He might have been safe, but in the end, it is going to be ECSTATIC who take that victory 16-8, I believe it was. So yeah, they flipped the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, ECSTATIC